Imagine the perfect picture of aging. You are 75. You wake up in your own bed, clear-headed and strong. You make your coffee. You walk to the park. You are independent. This is the dream we all share. We believe that to achieve this, we must constantly visit the doctor. We believe that the human body is a machine, and if we just keep running diagnostics, we can catch every problem before it breaks us. But top geriatricians are now whispering a different, frightening truth. They warn that for the aging body, this aggressive hunt for problems often creates the very disasters we are trying to avoid. There is a medical term for this: the cascade of intervention. It starts with a routine scan, finding a harmless shadow that leads to a biopsy. The biopsy requires sedation, so sedation causes a fall. The fall breaks a hip. And suddenly, a healthy, independent senior is trapped in a hospital bed, fighting for their life all because they went looking for a problem they didn't have. Today, we are exposing the 3 specific gold standard medical tests that surgeons warn can actually shorten your life after age 60. These are tests that expose you to massive radiation, dangerous anesthesia, and invasive risks that skyrocket as you age. But we won't just leave you with fear. We will also give you the roadmap to the safe tests, the ones used in Japan's blue zones that actually predict longevity. Welcome to the truth about routine testing. To understand why we are warning you against these specific tests, you must first understand the mechanism of harm. It is called the medical cascade. Think of your body after 60 not as a car engine where you can swap out parts, but as a deep, ancient forest. It has found a delicate balance. The medical cascade happens when we aggressively intervene to fix a minor imperfection, only to cause the entire ecosystem to collapse. Let's look at a common scenario. A 70-year-old patient, let's call him Robert, goes in for a comprehensive checkup. He feels fine. But a highly sensitive scan picks up a tiny, incidental nodule on his kidney. Statistically, it is benign. It has likely been there for 20 years. But because it was seen, the protocol demands a biopsy. Robert goes in for the procedure. It is minor, but it requires a hospital stay. In the hospital, surrounded by sick people, Robert catches a resistant infection. He becomes bedridden. His muscles waste away a condition called sarcopenia. 6 months later, Robert has lost his independence. The nodule was harmless. It was the hunt that hurt him. This is why the risk-benefit analysis changes as we age. When you are 30, your body can bounce back from a false alarm. When you are 80, a false alarm can trigger a decline you never recover from. This brings us to the first specific test you need to reconsider: the routine colonoscopy after age 75. For decades, this has been the gold standard, and for younger adults, it is a lifesaver. But physiologically, the risks shift dramatically as we age. The danger begins before you even reach the hospital. It starts with the prep. To clear your system, you must drink gallons of powerful laxatives. For a senior, this rapid dehydration can strip the body of electrolytes, stressing the kidneys and heart. We see seniors admitted to the ER with heart arrhythmias and kidney failure just from the preparation alone. Then there's the procedure itself. As we age, the walls of our intestines naturally thin, becoming like tissue paper. Navigating a scope through this delicate tissue carries a risk of perforation, a tear in the bowel wall. In an 80-year-old, a perforation is a life-threatening emergency requiring major open surgery. And here is the hard truth: colorectal cancer is often very slow-growing. A polyp found in an 8-year-old might not become dangerous for 10 or 15 years. By aggressively screening, we are risking immediate, catastrophic injury today to prevent a theoretical possibility a decade from now. This is why many experts recommend switching to non-invasive, stool-based DNA tests after they carry zero risk of injury and protect you from the cascade. But the physical risk of the scope is only half the story. The silent danger lurking in these invasive procedures is the drug used to put you to sleep. we need to talk about anesthesia and the aging brain. Anesthesia is not sleep. It is a medically induced coma. For a young brain, the fog lifts quickly. But for a brain over 60, the blood-brain barrier is more permeable, and the liver clears drugs more slowly. This leads to a terrifying condition called postoperative cognitive dysfunction, or POCD. Have you ever known a senior who went in for a minor surgery, maybe a hip repair or a biopsy, and when they came home, they just weren't the same? Maybe they were forgetful. Maybe their sharp wit was dulled. This is the inflammation caused by sedation lingering in the neural pathways. Studies show that deep sedation can accelerate cognitive decline in the elderly, sometimes mimicking dementia. If a doctor suggests a procedure involving sedation for a routine check, you must be your own advocate. Ask aggressive questions. Ask if the procedure can be done with a local nerve block instead. Protecting your brain capital is just as important as protecting your heart. Now we turn to a danger that is invisible. Test number 2, the just-in-case CT scan. You have seen the ads for full-body scans promising peace of mind. But radiologists call them the radiation trap. It is crucial to understand the difference between an MRI and a CT scan. An MRI uses magnets and is biologically safe. A CT scan, however, is a massive X-ray machine. A single abdominal CT scan delivers the radiation equivalent of 500 chest X-rays in a few seconds. As we age, our cells lose the ability to repair DNA damage efficiently. Bombarding an older body with this level of ionizing radiation increases the risk of cellular mutations. Tragically, the scan you take to find cancer could be the very thing that causes cancer down the road. Furthermore, these scans are too sensitive. They find in cytolomas harmless cysts and scars that every senior has. Once found, they trigger the cascade of biopsies and anxiety we discussed earlier. If you need imaging, always ask your doctor, can we use an ultrasound or MRI first? Refuse the radiation unless it is an absolute emergency. Finally, we arrive at the most controversial category: aggressive cancer screenings for slow-growing conditions after age 80. Specifically, the PSA test for men and aggressive thyroid screenings. Oncologists classify cancers into animals: the bird, fast; the rabbit, medium; the turtle, slow. The turtle is a cancer that grows so slowly it effectively stands still. Autopsy studies show that a massive percentage of men over 80 have prostate cancer cells, but they die with the disease, not of it. When we use aggressive tests like the PSA on an 80-year-old, we find these turtles. But the medical system reacts as if they are birds. This leads to surgeries and radiation that leave men with devastating side effects like incontinence and impotence. You trade your quality of life for a cure you didn't need. The wisest geriatricians follow a simple rule: treat the patient, not the chart. If you have no symptoms, aggressive hunting for slow-growing problems can rob you of your dignity and independence. It is often safer to practice active surveillance, watching carefully but not cutting. So, if we refuse these dangerous tests, are we just giving up? Absolutely not. We simply need to change our philosophy. We must look to the blue zones, like Okinawa, Japan. There, they do not obsess over pathology. They obsess over function. Instead of dangerous scans, they focus on 3 safe markers that you should demand. First, the grip strength test. This is the single best predictor of total body strength and longevity. If your grip is weak, you are at risk of frailty, and the solution is protein and movement, not surgery. Second, the nutrient panel for vitamin B12 and vitamin D deficiencies in these vitamins mimic dementia and cause falls. Fixing them is easy and safe. Third, ambulatory blood pressure monitoring. Wearing a cuff at home gives a true picture of your heart health without the stress of the doctor's office causing false spikes. You are the CEO of your own body. The medical system is a powerful tool, but it is one that you must use with wisdom. Refuse the routine radiation. Question the invasive procedures. Protect your brain from unnecessary anesthesia. By choosing function over fear, you are choosing to age on your own terms. We are building a community here of people who refuse to go quietly into the medical cascade. But remember, we mentioned that grip strength is the #1 predictor of how long you will live. If your grip is slipping, you need to act now. You can reverse muscle loss at any age, but you need the right fuel. Click this video right here to discover the 5 foods you must eat to stop muscle loss. These are the specific power foods that will keep you strong enough to stay out of the hospital. I'll see you there.